Have you ever wondered about the philosophical ideas that shaped the 18th and 19th centuries? Welcome to a journey into the mind of Friedrich Wilhelm Joseph Schelling, a pivotal figure in German idealism. Born in the quaint town of Leonberg, Württemberg, in the late 18th century, Schelling's intellectual prowess illuminated the philosophical landscape of his time. His innovative ideas and profound insights left an indelible mark on the domains of metaphysics, aesthetics, and the philosophy of nature. Schelling's philosophical journey was an evolving one. Beginning with a deep engagement with idealistic principles, his thinking gradually expanded to encompass a broader, more comprehensive understanding of reality. His intellectual trajectory was not just a personal quest, but a significant chapter in the unfolding story of Western philosophy. So, fasten your seatbelts, put on your thinking caps, and prepare for a fascinating exploration. Now, let's dive into the life and works of this remarkable philosopher. Schelling's philosophical journey began at an early age. Born in the small town of Leonberg, Württemberg in the late 18th century, Friedrich Wilhelm Joseph Schelling was a child steeped in the intellectual ferment of the time. His education was largely shaped by the Pietist tradition, a movement within Lutheranism that emphasized personal piety and devotion. From a young age, Schelling showcased an impressive aptitude for learning. His voracious reading habits led him to the University of Tübingen, where he immersed himself in the study of theology and philosophy. It was during these formative years that Schelling encountered the works of his contemporaries, Johann Gottlieb Fichte and Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel. This intellectual engagement sparked a philosophical alignment with Fichte and Hegel, aligning closely with their idealistic principles. Schelling's early philosophical endeavors culminated in his groundbreaking work, The System of Transcendental Idealism. Published at the dawn of the 19th century, this work embodied Schelling's engagement with the dominant philosophical currents of his time. He grappled with German idealism, an intellectual movement that emphasized the role of the mind and consciousness in shaping reality. However, Schelling was not merely a passive recipient of these ideas. He actively engaged with them, contributing to the discourse with his unique perspective. His philosophy was not a mere echo of Fichte's and Hegel's thoughts. Instead, Schelling forged his own philosophical path, synthesizing elements from various sources into a coherent system. This initial alignment with Fichte and Hegel was crucial to Schelling's development as a philosopher. It provided a strong foundation for his subsequent philosophical explorations. Yet, as Schelling delved deeper into the complexities of philosophy, his thought began to evolve. He started questioning the strict idealistic principles that he had initially embraced. This questioning marked a turning point in Schelling's philosophical journey. As he grappled with the limitations of idealism, Schelling sought to broaden his philosophical horizons. This led him to explore new avenues of thought, pushing the boundaries of traditional idealism. However, as Schelling's thought evolved, he began to diverge from both Fichte and Hegel. Schelling's philosophy took a distinctive turn with his exploration of the philosophy of nature. This exploration was a journey into the very heart of existence, a quest to understand the intricate dance between the natural world and the spirit. In his landmark work, Ideas for a Philosophy of Nature, Schelling embarked on a daring endeavor to reconcile these two realms. His conception of nature was not as a static entity, but as a dynamic, ever-evolving organism, pulsating with life and brimming with potential. Nature, for Schelling, was not just a collection of objects or a series of processes. Instead, it was an organic whole, a living, breathing entity that is both the foundation and the manifestation of the spirit. This perspective marked a significant departure from the strict idealism that had characterized much of German philosophy at the time. Rather than viewing the natural world as a mere reflection of the mind or the spirit, Schelling positioned nature as an active, vital force in its own right. Nature was no longer a passive backdrop to human activity, but an integral part of the cosmic drama, participating in and contributing to the unfolding of the spirit. Schelling sought to bridge the divide between the subjective and the objective, between the inner world of thought and feeling and the external world of matter and energy. He envisioned a universe in which the spirit and nature are not separate, but intimately interconnected, each reflecting and influencing the other. This holistic vision of existence represented a profound shift in philosophical thinking, challenging established notions and opening up new possibilities for understanding the world. Schelling's philosophy of nature laid the groundwork for a broader, more comprehensive approach to philosophy. By integrating the realms of nature and spirit, he created a framework that encompassed both the subjective experience of consciousness and the objective reality of the natural world. This exploration laid the groundwork for a more comprehensive philosophy that encompassed both the subjective and objective dimensions of reality. Schelling continued to evolve his philosophical perspectives in his later works. His inquisitive mind and deep-rooted belief in the interconnectedness of all things led him to delve into the intricate relationship between the ideal and the real, the subjective and the objective, the finite and the infinite. One of his most notable later works, The Ages of the World, written in 1815, stands as a testament to his profound philosophical evolution. In this groundbreaking work, Schelling explored the concept of an absolute or unconditioned principle that binds together the ideal and real aspects of existence. This unconditioned principle, according to Schelling, is the groundwork upon which the universe unfolds, bringing together the often contrasting realms of spirit and nature. By proposing this absolute principle, Schelling was essentially challenging the traditional boundaries of idealism. He was suggesting that there is an underlying unity in all things, a force that transcends and unifies the subjective and objective dimensions of reality. This was not just a philosophical proposition, but a revolutionary way of understanding the world and our place in it. Schelling's exploration of the absolute principle had a profound influence on later developments in German philosophy. His ideas laid the groundwork for existentialist and phenomenological movements, which placed a strong emphasis on individual experience and subjective interpretation of the world. Philosophers like Martin Heidegger found considerable value in Schelling's thought, particularly his emphasis on the dynamic interplay between nature and spirit, and the recognition of the absolute as an unconditioned principle. But Schelling's influence wasn't limited to philosophical circles alone. His ideas also resonated in the realm of aesthetics, where he argued that art serves as a mediator between the finite and the infinite, embodying the tension between form and the formless. This perspective on art added a new dimension to the discourse on beauty and the creative process, further enriching the philosophical landscape of the time. Despite facing periods of neglect during his lifetime, Schelling's later work gained renewed interest in the 20th century. Scholars and philosophers alike began to appreciate the depth and complexity of his thought, recognizing the innovative and evolving perspectives he brought to the table. His ideas continue to be a subject of scholarly inquiry and philosophical discourse, proving the enduring relevance of his thought. In the grand tapestry of Western philosophical thought, Schelling's contributions stand out for their innovative nature and their profound impact on a wide range of disciplines. From his exploration of the philosophy of nature to his reflections on art and beauty, Schelling's work continues to inspire and challenge us, offering a unique lens through which to view the world. In conclusion, Friedrich Wilhelm Joseph Schelling's later works represent a significant shift in his philosophical perspective, one that transcends traditional idealism and offers a comprehensive view of the interconnectedness of nature, consciousness, and the absolute. Schelling's later work continues to be a subject of scholarly inquiry and philosophical discourse. His legacy is one of innovation, evolution, and profound philosophical insight. Beyond philosophy, Schelling's influence extended into aesthetics. His work, System of Transcendental Idealism, offered profound reflections on art, beauty, and the creative process. It was here that Schelling proposed a unique perspective on art, viewing it as more than just an expression of human creativity. For Schelling, art was a mediator, a bridge that connected the finite and the infinite. In his view, the power of art lies in its ability to capture the tension between form, which represents the finite, and the formless, which symbolizes the infinite. This tension, according to Schelling, is at the heart of all artistic creations. Schelling's exploration of aesthetics was not an isolated interest, but an integral part of his philosophical system. Just as he sought to unify nature and spirit in his philosophy of nature, he aimed to bring together the finite and the infinite in his aesthetic theory. Schelling's exploration of aesthetics added another dimension to his philosophical oeuvre. Despite periods of neglect, Schelling's work gained renewed interest in the 20th century. Philosophers like Martin Heidegger found layers of depth and complexity in Schelling's thought, recognizing the innovative evolution of his philosophical perspectives. Schelling's ideas, once obscured by the shadows of his contemporaries, began to shine in their own right, casting a new light on the philosophical landscape. Schelling's legacy stands as a testament to his ability to challenge the boundaries of traditional idealism. He breathed life into philosophical discourse, introducing a dynamic interplay between nature and spirit, subjectivity and objectivity. His unique perspective provided a fresh lens through which to view the interconnectedness of nature, consciousness, and the absolute. Schelling's influence extended into the realms of aesthetics, existentialism, and phenomenology, impacting a spectrum of thinkers and prompting a wave of scholarly inquiry. His work continues to inspire philosophical dialogues and academic debates. Friedrich Wilhelm Joseph Schelling's impact continues to resonate in various fields, contributing to the broader tapestry of Western philosophical thought.